Our goal today is to understand what the Proface Edgebox HMI running Blue Open Studio is and is not. Okay, so let's go back and review a little bit about Blue Open Studio from the start. Blue Open Studio is a SCADA software package that is easily scaled to meet different levels of SCADA and HMI, SCADA, HMI, and IoT functionality. Blue Open Studio has two main components. It has a build time and a runtime. The runtime requires a host, hardware, and operating system. And then the runtime has the possibility to serve up its visualization screens to thin clients. Before version 2020, Service Pack 2, the runtime was built to only run on PCs and IPCs, or basically running Windows. With the 2020 Service Pack 2 release, support was added for the runtime to run on non-PC hardware running a Linux operating system. The new support for the Linux runtime in Blue Open Studio is only extending to the STM6000 Edgebox HMI hardware. There's no support for any other hardware running Linux, and there's no access to the Linux system. It's basically a locked system. It's in a lot of ways behaving and acting like a traditional HMI. The STM6000 Edgebox is faceless and does not support attaching a display. It's the same hardware as the STM6000 that you can attach a display to. And then it comes with the DIN rail mounting kit included. It's the only way to mount it. And there's no additional part number to order. It all comes as one unit. Okay. Even though it's faceless, visualization screens can still be created in the build time. And then the screens are viewed via an HTML5 HTTPS connection. Okay. Note that currently HTTP, so non-secure connection, is not supported, which means currently the STW6000 web terminal will not work as a thin client until we update to the unit to support HTTPS. Okay. Okay. Also, one main thing to note is that the Linux runtime in Blue Open Studio is limited in comparison to the Blue Open Studio Windows runtime. This is documented in the manual, so the manual contains a list of differences so you can check that. So I recommend checking that anytime you have an application and you are unsure, please check the documentation to make sure what you're looking for is supported or not. And then also note the number of communications driver is also limited versus the Windows runtime. Here's some main limitations, and again, please check, because this is just a partial list. No email, meaning no SMTP client. We cannot save reports as PDFs. No tag integrations, so that's say the Rockwell or the Code Assist, like the Schneider Electric drivers that you can import tags. That's not supported. The scripting language is only the built-in math sheets. Visual Basic, obviously, because that's a Windows thing, is not supported. Currently, no industrial graphics is not supported. .NET controls, and then the tag limit is currently at 4,000, where in the Windows platform you can go up to 64,000 tags. Okay, the good custom widgets are supported. OPC UA client and server are supported. And then there is a Schneider Electric Machine Advisor driver and a MQTT driver, including support for SparkPlug-B, AWS, and Azure. So those things are supported by the Edgebox. And then you can see here in the slide the other drivers that are supported today. This list will expand in the future. Okay. So let's look at a few possible applications. Okay. Light visualization and HMI applications. Okay, so you even though you have some limitations in the driver, say, so there's no tag integration. So if you had a smaller scale HMI application, a couple hundred tags, let's say Allen Bradley, Modbus, Mitsubishi, and Amon drivers are included. So that's a fairly wide range of PLCs that are out there. And then you have the full ability to share the data between the drivers. And then you can also share that data to OPC UA. Along the same points, the OPC UA server is going to allow any OPC UA client to come along and read and write data to the HMI, which essentially means if the HMI is connected to something, I can have a OPC client come along and scoop up or change that data remotely. Okay. The Schneider Electric Machine Advisor driver is fully supported, which simplifies the process of sending data to Schneider Electric's Machine Advisor cloud-based data service. Okay. And again, MQTT is fully supported, allowing you to push data in a lightweight manner, like a lightweight MQTT. MQTT is a lightweight protocol to push data to different cloud data providers. Okay, possibly accessing. Okay. Proface Connect is built in and supported, okay, which is going to allow you remote access to the unit from anywhere in the world through basically a cloud-based VPN. So all that requires is an internet connection in some simple setup. Okay. Possibly looking at a remote station data concentrator for remote pumping, remote lift stations, etc. Okay, talk Modbus to an old RTU, collect a few data points, send them up to the cloud. Okay. And then at the end of the day, we're also talking about a lighter weight price in comparison to a full-blown 8 Windows runtime where you also need to be, which is always going to be a more expensive piece of hardware also. Okay, so what I will do now is I will show you a couple things related to the Edgebox HMI. So let's just quickly go to the editor. Give me 1 second. And you can see on the surface there, you're not going to see any difference in the way the editor looks because there's support for the Edgebox. What you'll notice is under the different target systems now, not only do you have the Windows targets, but you also have the embedded targets. So the Blue Open Basic for 500 tags, 1500 tags, or 4000 tags. And then you can see pretty much everything is the same. Here's just some screens as examples. Okay. Now let me show you what it looks like to log into the Edgebox HMI with your browser to access the screens running in the box. So here you can see here I just have my browser open. I have my HTTPS connection, my IP address, and then I'm just going to the generic MA login part. Type in my username and password. And you can see I'm in the generic screens. You can see this is the demo application. And you have a desktop screen running. So scaled, okay, like that. You can see here's my alarm window. Here's some widgets running. Here's the data being pushed to the different services, Machine Advisor, Aviva Insight in a database. Okay, I go back to the screen. You also see there's a mobile screen that looks like this, just different size. So that's part of that application. So now let me show you where you can find the demo screens that I just showed you here in the editor and in the browser. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to HMI Design Studio. Okay. And we're going to be in the Blue Open Studio section. Okay. And then we're going to go to the libraries, samples and objects. And then you'll see in here, you will see some stuff. I'm in my own internal Schneider login, so you will see some internal things that you may not have access to. So you do need to log in to get to here regardless. And you can see here's the widgets. You can use those without the project, so freely you can use them outside and without using their base projects. And then you can see here there is a a demo showing just the connection to Machine Advisor. There's an all-in-one demo, a database demo, and an Aviva Insight demo. If you go within these demos on the website, you'll see that within each one there is a PDF of a demo setup guide walking you through the entire setup of this box. Okay, thank you for watching.